Welcome to Grit and Grow with Megan and Sarah. Today's episode is Action Answers, Everyday Steps.
I find the beauty in commotion, swimming by the gale, miles away.
Megan and Sarah. Today we are going to be talking about action answers. Miss Megan likes to go over the mindset with us, and boy, do I love to hear it. And I have grown so much in the 3 weeks that we've been recording. I don't know if you know, 3 weeks it's been.
That's awesome.
Consistent.
That's awesome.
All right. So today I wanted to talk about the actual steps that you are going to take every day. And I know we hate to hear that every day. If every day doesn't work for you, I want you to think about consistency. Consistency. What can you be consistent with? Maybe you can be consistent 5 days a week, take the weekend off. Maybe you can be consistent 3 days a week. Whatever works for you is what works for you. But what I will tell you is that the more you can be consistent, the faster and the better you will get results in your business. And so action steps that I want you taking every single day in your business. You are going to post content on your profile, on your Facebook business page, on your Instagram. You are going to post to your stories. It sounds crazy, 6 to 12 times a day. We really want those stories to be updating and keeping people current. We want people looking at them and seeing what's exciting. We want your stories to feel like the behind the scenes of what's going on in your life, whereas your posts are for everybody. All right. And so we also want you posting content to your client group. If you have a Facebook group for your clients, if you have a Facebook group for your warm leads, you want to be posting there every day consistently. I'm just going to go right down the line of them. I'm not going to explain too much. I'm going to go into it just a little bit because I want you to be able to come back to this podcast and I want you to be able to be like, I don't know what to do in my business. Just listen. This is what you do. You post content to social media. In order to post content, you will have had to created content. You will have had to create content. So there's stuff that's going to need to happen like behind the scenes for these action steps. But once you get into a routine, you'll be getting them done pretty quickly. So after you posted to your platforms, next we are going to dive into your marketing strategy. That means you're going to post in different Facebook groups. Now, I want you posting 3 times a day. And I want you posting to a minimum of 6 to 18 groups. Now, we're going to do this for 2 weeks. We're going to see what kind of traction we got. We're going to see how we grew. We're going to see what leads or sales we got from that. And then we're going to possibly make an adjustment. Maybe it will be different groups. Maybe we'll even pop over to a different platform. Maybe we'll spend 2 weeks on TikTok, but we will still hold that first part of that, which is the posting consistently. So the second step is your marketing strategy. That's different than the first part of this. So the next thing we want to be doing is making connections. Now, you can call making connections engagement. You're engaging on the posts that you've posted. You're engaging on other people's posts. You're actually looking to make a genuine connection with someone that needs your service, someone that you can help. And I really encourage you to help them take that step. Don't dive into a coaching session. Don't give them a nutritional plan. Don't serve them in your business. Don't give them one of your products, but help them show up as the expert you are, answer their question. And once you've done that enough, it should be pretty easy to send new messages. Sending new messages to people you've connected with, sending new messages to people who might be interested in your product or service. You want to be sending new messages every single day so that you then have follow-up messages to send. So follow-up messages are just a continuation of that new conversation. And again, when you're doing this every day, you start to create a pipeline. So every day you're talking to new people and you're following up, and that follow-up might be more than one time. It's said that it takes 7 to 12 touches before you make a sale, touches, interactions. And so that can happen in the follow-up. That can happen when you're engaging in the public space of social media. But after you've worked through, done your follow-ups, and you can set numbers to these, maybe 3 to 5, maybe 7 to 10. Set numbers that work for you. The last thing I want to do is give you a number and have you be like, that's impossible. There's no way I can gonna do that. Therefore, I'm not going to do it at all. So even if you put a number 1 next to each one of these things, that is better than nothing. That is better than a 0. So we're sending follow-up message. And the last one I've got is ask for the sale. If you are asking for the sale every day, I can almost guarantee you that you will make a sale every day. And the reason I say that is because when you get yourself into the mindset, into the state, into the posture of selling something and boldly asking for the sale, because what I have will help you. I would genuinely like to connect you with this product because what I have will help you. So I'm going to offer to sell it to you. When you get in that mindset, people are attracted to you, people are drawn to you, they feel your confidence, they want to buy from you. And once you make that first sale, you get up there on this high and you make another one and you make another one and it's fun and it feels good. But you've got to do all the steps. You can't just cold message.
Woo, I'm exhausted. No, and I get those every day. I get those messages every day on my Facebook, like, hey, I saw you're in this group. I thought I'd introduce myself, and here's a link, and I this is what I do, and this is it. I'm like, delete, delete, delete. I'm just not interested. You don't even know why I'm in the group. You don't even know like what it is that I'm looking for, or if I'm looking for anything, like it. And it's just, it's very, for me, like, I belong to the old adage of know, like, trust. If I know you and I like you, I trust you, right?
Yep.
So therefore, if you send me a message and the message immediately goes into sales, do I know you? Do I like you? Do I even trust you? None of it. So, you got to get to know. And I know I'm one of those, I'm guilty of, oh, they want me to do this 6 to 8 times a day. Yeah, no, I can't do that. So I just don't do it at all. I know that. I do that. I like.
Yep. And that's why I included that language, because like, and again, everybody like chews this up differently. and that's why like I really want to work with people to get them in action to doing these steps, because I was listening to us on the call that we just recorded before this one where you're coaching me, and I'm listening to myself and I'm like, you're not doing it. You're not doing the things you need to do. You are literally crying about the results that you do not have, while you're well aware that you did not do the things you're going to say that you said you're going to do. And it's so interesting to me that, well, I don't do them because I feel like crap. And I believe that if I do them when I feel like crap, the energy of feeling like crap is behind them. And all I can hear now is me going, no, 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 I don't want to do the work.
It becomes a vicious circle, doesn't it?
And
This is why mindset is so important in business, because that becomes a vicious circle. See, now where I differ from you is I know I don't do that part. So therefore I can't be mad at anyone else but me for not getting the results I want. That's why I have never said, well, Sarah, you didn't, because I know that I didn't do my part. I've never said that because I know I've not done my part. So but that becomes a vicious cycle. But then there's additional. So I know I don't do it. So then I don't get the results I want. So then I think I suck. Where if your aspect is you're not doing it, you weren't doing it, you're going to start now, but you weren't doing it, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not good, this is it. You go into this vicious cycle, but then you go into the whole, and that's making me not want to do it, which is it. And you becomes this vicious circle of self-doubt, and it becomes this vicious circle of like, so, and I know I've been there, I've done it, because I'll start down that path of, oh, I need to do this, and I'll get all organized to do it, and then I won't do it. And I'll be like, it must be because I'm just not good enough, and that's why I'm not doing it. And then it goes into that cycle. It's great. It's a wonderful cycle.
And while you're talking, I can hear, I'm like, that's blame shifting. That's self-sabotage. And again, this is why I'm like so flippin' excited that we are recording this podcast right now, because you're the mindset and I'm the action. Because it doesn't matter if you believe you're worth $1 million and that everything will come to you. If you have these beliefs and you just sit in them, nothing will happen. You still have to take the actions. Okay, we still have to take the actions. And that's the thing that I get stuck in, because I could talk about my problems forever. I could work myself up. I could take myself on an emotional roller coaster, and then I didn't get any work done. And while my kiddos have recovered from what they've been through off and on this year, I have used a lot of distraction. I watch a lot of TV on my phone now, and that distraction is not serving my kids. It's not serving me. It's not serving my business. And so now cutting that out, I have to replace it with an action. And that's what this podcast was for. That's what this recording was for. We wanted to keep it short. Megan, how long have we been recording now? You timing me somewhere?
I didn't keep track. I don't know.
I always think that I can click the screen and it will tell me how long, but no, it doesn't.
Mine doesn't either.
But I don't want to go into too much detail, but I feel like we have gone over the steps you need to be taking. If you have launched your new business, if your website is set up, if your Facebook group is set up, if your Facebook business page is set up, if you know what it is that you are selling, take these steps, do these steps. If your business page is not set up, if you do not know what you're selling, reach out to us. I can help you get that set up. we can work together. And in about 14 days, if you're willing to make the hard decisions, we can choose what you're selling. We can launch your website. We can launch your brand. We can get your message going to your market. We can even build your audience. So then you can start taking these steps in about 2 weeks consistently. And I can't wait to see where we are at in
I
2 weeks,
I
because
know.
we're taking these steps consistently now, because Hello has called us out.
I know. It's called accountability. Called accountability. But no, it is definitely, I mean, these steps, I've seen them work. I've seen them make difference. And again, you and I were discussing, these are for organic. This is for organic. This is not for paid. This is not for anything else. This is organic. Now, organic, just like holistic medicine, is not going to be an overnight situation. It's not going to be, it's going to be a building on top of each other every single time, every single day. You're building. That's organic. The other aspect, and Sarah, you and I were talking about this earlier, the non-organic, this is the paid advertising. This is, you pay, you set it up, you pay for it, or you set it up, this is how much I want to spend, and you forget about it, and you just contact the people that are interested based on the ad. So there are two different things. There's two different things, and organic is a great way. It just takes a lot more time. And it takes a lot more energy from you, or if you don't want to do it, if you want to hire a social media person, that's great. But you still have to know the social media person can't do anything without you knowing what you want and how you want to portray yourself. They can get on your Facebook, because you've done it on mine. When they get on Facebook, they can post something, but unless they're speaking in your way of speaking, it's not going to work. So you still have to, it still takes time. Thank you, your voice. It still takes time to build that up. If it's organic, you can pay someone to do it for you, but it's still organic. It still takes time. Then there's paid advertising, and that is a whole nother monster that I'm sure Sarah will talk to us about on another podcast. But that's a whole nother monster. So that is, this is all organic, and this is what we do for the most part. Is we do organic. We have discussed a few Google ads or Facebook ads before, and we'll get there eventually, probably. Right?
I really want to challenge us and say, I really want to challenge us and say in the next 3 or 4 months, we are going to begin running ads, because we don't want to be spending our time posting in 18 Facebook groups 3 to 6 times a day. We don't want to be spending our time doing that. We need more freedom, but we also understand that you got to get your boots on the ground and do the work before you can automate it. And so that's what you're watching us do. That's what we're going to talk about doing. That's what if you want to go follow us on social, that's what you can watch us build our accounts as we do this organic marketing using the method that we have shared on here today. I'm going to go ahead and create a PDF download. So if anybody wants to, they can just click download. They don't have to try to type as fast as they can. Gabe, I don't talk fast.
Actually, Sarah, that can go into our group, because we have a group on Facebook now called Grit and Grow with Megan and Sarah. And what I did was, if you remember last week, we talked about values and priorities. Well, I did put that in the group. I put a spreadsheet of values. Priorities are different, but values, it's like 300 values, and you just go through them, and anyway, I put that in the group. So if you're interested in becoming
Awesome.
a part of our group, that's where we'll put a lot of the PDFs, as we'll put a lot of the documentation that we're talking about, like goals and all that stuff. We're going to put all that into the group, because that is something for the group specifically, that they get that information, they get that, like the actual workable stuff, and not just listen to our beautiful voices.
Well, I feel a challenge coming on. I think we should go looking for people who would like to join our challenge. And I almost used little air quotes, because I want to offer to spotlight someone on our podcast and draw attention to them. For anyone who can commit to 14 days of this amount of action, our gift to them could be to spotlight them on the podcast and allow them to speak about their business and their story, and to share and to really direct attention onto their business. What do you think of that idea?
I think that's great. And I think the best way to let us know that you want to do that is join our group at Grit and Grow with Sarah and Megan on Facebook. That way you can Talk to
Awesome.
us every day about it and tell us what you're doing.
Let's get it. All right, girl, let's go ahead and end this one. So this is a quick dive into what you need to be doing every day to grow your business. We also dropped a challenge right at the end, and we even said that we've got a prize for you. So
We do.
thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.
I'm living for the day.